Looking at our world from a theological perspective, this is the Theology Central Podcast, making theology central.
There we go. Oh boy. All right. Already messing up. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you may be. All right. Already messing things up. Okay. That going live is going to be a challenge, I can see. Okay. Came back loud enough and clear. Music is good. I came back clear and loud enough too on C. I'm going to try it all one more time. Here we go.
Looking at our world from a theological perspective, this is the Theology Central Podcast, making theology central.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are back. We are back. Did that work? Did that work? Did that work? Did that work? I hope it did. I'm going to try one more time. All right. After taking what feels like a long detour on looking at baptism in the early church, then baptism in the scriptures, we're going to return to law and gospel tonight, try to get that back on track, and see if we can move forward to finishing law. And then now we're back live. Okay, intro and your vocals are perfect. All good. Okay. Weird. When you shut everything down, it just wipes out all the settings. Okay. All right. Hearing the audio clip loud and clear. Okay, good. All right, I hope so. In gospel, I know we still have a ways to go, but as we move forward, I think we all know so far that a lot of this, there is a lot of repetition in some of the things that we have covered in Law and Gospel, and it is repetitive. I'm not a fan of it being repetitive. However, if you look at the questions I get, emails I get,
Looking at our world from a theological perspective, this is the Theology Central Podcast, making theology central.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Morning turned into afternoon. Afternoon is turned into evening. We're working on testing the MacBook Pro. We've had some serious issues, but we think we've resolved all of those issues. What we have discovered is the minute you shut everything down and you bring it back up, you got to kind of reset everything. And so, what you have to do is the audio input capture for the OBS system. It's called audio input capture. And the audio input capture must show SWB audio capture. It must show SWB audio capture. But what happens is when you shut everything down, and you then turn the MacBook Pro back on, the SWB capture is gone. So you almost have to act like you're reinstalling the SWB app. There's got to be an easier way. There's got to be an easier way than having to like reinstall the app every time. Also, so we know that the audio input capture on the MacBook Pro in OBS must say SWB audio capture. It must say that. All right. If it doesn't, it's not going to work. That is number one. Number two, the audio settings for sound output in the MacBook Pro must be set to SW audio capture. The problem is when you first turn it on, SWB audio capture is not even an option. So what I had to do is I had to stop the live broadcast, go back, do a search for SWB, reinstall the app. Then all of these things, I don't know why it's making me reinstall it. That is weird. There's gotta be a reason why. There's got to be a reason why. There's got to be a reason why. And then within the SWB, the preview has to be on. That's number one. Number two, it has to be set to MacBook Pro speakers. I have to make SWB audio capture default output. All right, I did that. So those are all the settings. The problem is, why is it when I shut it down and I turn it back on, all of those settings are not just preserved? I think it turns off the preview running option is what I think it does. And if once the preview running option is off, none of the apps will recognize it. So I know that doesn't mean anything to anyone, but I think that that's what we figured out. All right. So here in a minute, I'm going to shut everything down. I'm going to try it one more time. Then I'm going to drive to Victory Baptist Church in Ovalo, Texas, and try it there. All right. I know this has been not a fun day of listening, and I do apologize for that, but this just has to be done. So I'm just going to test everything one more time. I'm going to test everything one more time. Here we go. I'm going to pull back. Let's see here. I'm going to go to, where's the other audio file? Let's see here. I think this is it. Yes, here it is. I'm going to play a couple of intros. Here we go. All right. I'm not going to be able to do that intro. I'm not going to be able to do that intro the way I normally do it, though. Yeah. Oh, that's going to get the reverb. Yeah. So we're not going to be able to do that. I'm going to try the other one. Here we go. I'm going to turn off the mic.
Looking at our world from a theological perspective, this is the Theology Central Podcast, making theology central.
Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so, okay. Today's focus music is great. All right, awesome. Yeah, it sounds really good on the MacBook. It really sounds really good. So I'm hoping it sounds really good on everything else. Intro sounds great. All right. Thank you. All right. So the only thing I know I'm not going to be able to do is the typically way I do that intro is I start the intro, I lower the volume and come in and say, welcome or good morning. Today's focus or welcome to today's focus for Thursday, April, whatever it is. I'm not going to be able to do that. So that's fine. We'll have to change some things up a little bit. That's okay. I can't worry about not everything is going to be the same. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, I just got to be. So I'm going to shut everything down and then see if I can get it to work again. So I apologize, but this is the only way to make it work. So I'm going to stop it here. So thank you for listening. I'm going to end the broadcast on Spreaker, and then we're going to end the broadcast on Church One. Here we go.